Libra, welcome back to the Renaissance Tarot. Welcome to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. So go ahead and give me that fist bump here, dear Libroski. Now I'm going to serve and I'm going to slay your reading from January 12th to the 18th. And this is a general reading, so it may resonate with you and it may not. Now in this reading, dear Libra, I'm going to be taking a look at your recent past, present, and future. I'm going to clarify the main challenge and get some final advice for you. Libroski, how's it going, my tough cookie? I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about what's coming for you. You know what I mean? Of course, I already knew. Justina, okay, there you are, Libra, showing up in the near future. I love that. So your challenge, apparently, dear Libra, is the Eight of Cups. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Wands. So your Libra, your challenge here with the Eight of Cups is about whether you should walk away from this person, whether you should disconnect from someone here or not. We're going to clarify this and we're going to see why this is your challenge shortly. In the recent past, you have the Seven of Swords, the Magician, and the Temperance. Now, a lot of you felt manipulated by this person in the past. A lot of you felt you were taken advantage of. Someone here was being dishonest with you. Okay, you have the Seven of Swords. And the Magician here doesn't always mean manifestation. Sometimes it can also mean misuse of power or maybe manipulation. So something here was not working out right. You did feel manipulated by this person. You could have dealt with the Sagittarius, and I've said this many times, cross-watchers, if it's not your story, don't take it personal. Now, Libra. In the present moment, you have the King of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Seven, and the Page of Swords. So reconciliation is on your mind. You still do think about if there is going to be a reconciliation here with this person or not. But for many of you, I think that you would want to set things right here with this person. And there is a conversation that you've been wanting to have with this individual. Based on that, you're going to decide if it's going to be worth even reconciling with this person or not. We're going to clarify this shortly. Now, in the near future, you have the Justice, Justina, the Hangman, and the Three of Wands. In the near future, you're going to have a conversation with this person. There is going to be a talk. And for many of you, you're going to realize and see this situation from a completely different perspective. And based on that, you're going to decide with the Three of Wands if this is something that you could potentially explore further or you should completely walk away. That's why the Three of Wands here literally fell. And Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, whether you should walk away or not, Libroski, you see what I'm saying? Because you kind of go back and forth in your mind. And at the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming is the Six of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. For many of you, I feel like that you really are thinking about making a decision whether this is the person that you would want to form a family with or not. You have also the strength, so you could be dealing with the Leo. A lot of things seem to be kind of up still, they're still up in the air, so there is this uncertainty. That's why you have been battling and wanting to go back and forth if you should walk away from this person or not. So let's get into your reading and clarify everything for you, dear Libroski. So I'm saying, now, Eight of Cups. Something might have happened on the full moon, okay, which we had in the sign of Cancer a few days ago. So the Eight of Cups for you, dear Libra, is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Cups. A lot of you are still thinking, a lot of you are very disappointed for how things ended between you and this person. My cards cannot lie, so I'm saying. So for many of you, you do really feel like this person is part of your destiny. But here's the thing. You still are trying to find the exact answer as to why did this person come into my life? Why did I get into a relationship with this person? There is history between you and them. Number 7 could be very significant. You did things with this person inside the bedroom, outside the bedroom, okay? You did travel maybe this person. There is definitely a certain history with this individual. Now you're still very disappointed, okay? That's why you have the Five of Cups here showing up, because something here did not work out with this individual, and there is still an opportunity. The reason why I was really picking up on you still feeling as if there could potentially be a reconciliation with this person is because, with the Five of Cups, you see there is the Two Cups that are still standing behind him. So this really does indicate that you are still aware, you still are wanting and manifesting and set an intention to reconcile with this person. And that's why you're going back and forth. But regardless whether you really go back to this person, or they come back to you or not, there is a major shift here that is going to happen for you. And this Wheel of Fortune here talks about career success. It talks about also opening up a new path for you. For many of you are going to be financially abundant even more this year than you were last year, okay? So relationship has its own thing, but also I think career is very significant for you. Now, someone here was not honest with you in the past, okay, with the Seven of Swords. So let's clarify the Seven of Swords here for you and see what this is about. The Seven of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Tower. You might have dealt with somebody that this person maybe you felt like they were playing you. And, I'm not going to repeat myself. Honestly, cross-watchers, if you get offended, that's not my problem. I'm doing this reading for Libras, you know what I'm saying? So for many of you, Libra, this person, maybe they were still committed to somebody from their past. I feel like that this person even might have they might have entertained someone else on the side, okay? That maybe you felt like this person was concealing things from you. So this person that you were dealing with, things came to an end, okay? The Tower, this situation here unexpectedly ended between you and this person because there were a lot of commitment issues. So maybe you were dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, maybe a Taurus, with the Hierophant. So commitment issues, and with the Magician, as I said earlier, you did feel that maybe you were being manipulated or maneuvered by this person in the past. And also for many of you, you thought about, again, you thought about this a few times, whether you should really stay with this person, whether you should not. I feel like for a lot of you, dear Libras, this relationship, this connection with this person, it did cause a lot of emotional roller coasters. The Magician is clarified by the Queen of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Cups. For a lot of you, and the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So I want you to pay attention to the cards, to what I'm saying, to what I'm explaining here, because dear Libra, Seven of Swords here is twice. So indeed, I feel like for many of you, you felt like there was something here deceptive. There was something here dishonest. Maybe there was a third party. This person also could have been an avoidant, and they had a hard time also opening up and telling you the truth and telling you that maybe something they were hiding, they couldn't really be open about it. So in the recent past, for a lot of you, you did feel like that this was a twin flame of yours, soulmate of yours, and you are the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. You wanted to enter into a very successful relationship. You really put this relationship and this person on a pedestal. Okay, I feel like you really glorified this person. You really did so many things that you could, going out of your way. We already talked about this. No more people pleasing, regardless of who the person is in 2026. For many of you, Libra, in the past, I feel like you did feel like also you had this strong spiritual connection with this person, but there is something about them that was also off-putting. And that's what happens a lot of times when your soul recognizes another soul, but there is something here that they come with. There is a baggage, there is a tendency, there is lying, cheating, certain behavioral patterns that comes from their childhood, from their previous relationships that affects this one. And this is not a justification, but it really gives you it gives you kind of a peace of mind to realize that, nobody's perfect, of course, but also there is a story. There is a story behind every action. There is a story behind every behavior and a pattern. Now, the Temperance in the past is clarified by the Five of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Hell no. You and this person got into each other like big time. I'm getting here like arguments, conflicts, misunderstanding. For some of you, there might have been like cultural differences, regardless, multiple people, friends, master-in-laws, mother-in-laws, a lot of like family issues, arguments over money, conflict over money, divorce situation, and something here came to an end very unexpectedly with the Ten of Swords. And for many of you, you feel like that this person also kind of owed you an apology. I feel like there was a lot of back and forth, okay? There was a lot of conflict, a lot of argument. Someone here also might have been very rude to you and was very disrespectful. Now, in the present moment, like I said, your challenge, remember, this is about you, whether you should walk away or not. And for a lot of you, someone is definitely thinking about a reconciliation. I think that is the King of Wands. This person is having flashbacks. This person is having memories about this connection, and they want to talk to you. Clarified by the Page of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Four of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, Libra, this person might try to come towards your way. They might travel with the Chariot and the Strength, so it could be a Leo. There could be a distance between you and this person. Could be a Cancer also. You have the King of Wands again. This is the same King of Wands. I like to go really deep and elaborate the readings as much as I can. Okay, so for many of you, dear Libras, this is somebody that may travel, that may, like, I'm getting here, like, cross a certain mileage or and travel from a different city, try to come towards you. Excuse me. Throat chakra. Someone's throat chakra. Don't be afraid to speak your truth, Libra. So for many of you, this person wants to talk to you because you might have either told them that you're going to walk away, or they can feel that you're energetically pulling yourself out of their energy. And people do feel that, you know. There is invisible cords that go from person to person, and they can feel if you're walking away from them or not. And this person with the Devil, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles, I feel like there is a very strong bond between you and them, and this person is still holding on to you. The Devil doesn't always mean like toxic. It can mean that maybe there is a tendency here for this person to either be a player or something that you're aware of, you know, but it is also talking about a very strong sexual bond and a connection. Now, this person that's thinking about making an offer to you, they're still holding on to you. You just want to make sure, I think your biggest thing here for you, dear Libra, is knowing the truth, because you do want to know the truth. There is something here that I feel like maybe it's bothering you, and you will not enter into a relationship unless you know the truth. So let's clarify the Three of Cups for you in the present moment. The Three of Cups is clarified by the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, this person, there could be an age difference between you and them. Now, the reason why they want to reconcile, right, their purpose here, why they want to come towards you, Libra, is because they really want to establish like a family with you, and they want to marry you. Now, this could be some sort of this could be very questionable for you. You may say, this is a trap. Is this really true? Is this really not true? And that's why you need to address something here with this person with the Page of Swords. This is a Libra energy. You have a lot of thoughts. I feel like you have arrived to a point, Libra, where you have everything in your mind, like all the sentences, all the questions, everything you have in your mind. Sometimes you hold yourself back from asking those questions. Let's be honest together. You sometimes fear of a rejection, or what if I ask this question? What if I confront this person, this question, and what if they walk away? You know, remember, Libra, my Mars is in Libra. Okay, and Mars is a very important planet. That's a planet of aggression, war, conflict, you know what I'm saying? And mine is in Libra. So I know how it feels like when you want to make sure that everyone is good. Everyone is on the same page. We're all equal. We're all fine, but at what cost? Is it going to cost your peace? Is it going to cost your peace of mind? So that's why you're going to be very determined in the present moment, and you have this energy of, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to actually address what I need to address with this person. You know, if that's what, if they're coming towards me with that kind of an intention. Page of Swords is clarified by the Seven of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the King of Wands, and the cards cannot lie. You have the Seven of Swords coming right back again. Okay? Remember, the Seven of Swords came out again. So you want to address the truth and the lies. Okay? You want to address what was it that this person was hiding? Why they couldn't tell you? Why was this person putting their phone upside down? You see what I'm saying? When people do that, that's kind of questionable. Only if you're, yes, sitting, you know, around the romantic table and they want to respect your time, that's different. But there is also a way when someone is kind of hiding something, or they have a screen protector, or they have like a, you know, a specific screen protector that kind of blocks, you know, someone else watching what they're typing. You know what I mean? There is quite a few things that you have in your mind, or you have a very strong mental archive also, Libra. So you might want to ask this person, what was it about on September 7th at 4 p.m. or 4 a.m.? Who texted you? Who called you? You are not being possessive. You're not being controlling. You just want to know the truth because you already picked up on a lot of cues. So you're going to address things that you had trust issues with this person. You have the King of Wands coming out again and the Two of Wands, okay? So again, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, some of you could be living on a West Coast or on the East Coast. I'm seeing here a body of water. That's not going to resonate with everybody. Now, you want to set things right with you. So Justina, how you doing, honey buns? Justina. So you have the Justice. This is the card of a Libra, okay? The scales, the peace, the revolution, wanting to make things right with this situation. Now, and of course, you're going to see this situation from a different perspective, but we're going to clarify more and we're going to see what you need to do and need to know. So the Justice, Libra, is clarified by the Five of Pentacles, the Strength, and the Chariot, and the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So a lot of you I'm getting here strong fire energy. Someone who has strong Leo in their birth chart, doesn't have to be, but the Strength has been coming out a lot. So for many of you, I feel like you really want to address the fact that this person, you want to make sure that they're not going to be playing games and they're not going to abandon the relationship. With the Five of Pentacles, this is what I would always name this card, the card of abandonment, the card of someone here becoming emotionally unavailable, walking away, inner wounds, inner conflict, okay? So one of the things that you want to address with this person is maybe even couples therapy. I told one of the other air signs about this also. I don't know if it was Gemini or Aquarius. But Libra, this is about you identifying with this person. If they're coming towards you, if they're driving all the way up, if they're coming towards you, you need to make sure that this person is aware that you are also aware of their behavioral patterns. That you put all the cards on the table and let them know this is what the deal is and this is what I've observed in the past. And if you can't commit, then I'm going to be walking away, regardless of whether there is history between us or not. Okay? And there is a shift here. There is a perspective shift with the Hangman. That's a Pisces energy. By the way, speaking of that, a couple of weeks ago, I accidentally uploaded your reading for a Pisces. So I put a Pisces name in the title and I didn't know it was your reading. Everybody was mad. I was like, calm down, mistakes happen, y'all. It's okay. Maybe it's a sign, I don't know. Now, the Hangman is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Here is the thing. Different perspective shift, sure, but I think that you're not going to move an inch before you see this person owning up for what they have done and taking accountability. Okay, because unless this person takes accountability and apologizes and there is a story of forgiveness between you and this person, that's what's going to be blocking. Okay, because this person needs to really show up as being accountable and responsible for what has been done. This doesn't mean like, you putting them into labor and trying to tie them down. You know what I'm saying? Like Cardi B, tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play our disguise. Okay, like Cardi B is a Libra. You know what I'm saying? I love her. So anyways, I don't want to deter too far from the reading, but this is about you giving this person an ultimatum and letting them know that with the Knight of Pentacles, you're not going to move an inch. Okay, until they actually make up their mind and they decide what they need to do, because you have had enough of being in this cycle of the Ten of Swords and being backstabbed and being hurt in this situation. Now, what comes next here for you with the Three of Wands, dear Libra, this is about the future. This is about thinking futuristically, looking into what's coming in for you and with this person in the near future. The Three of Wands is clarified by the Temperance, Eight of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Again, Sagittarius, that's the same person that also you saw coming up here again, right? This is the Temperance in the past, the card of the Sagittarius. You have the Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Now, what does this mean? This means that when there is healing that is going to take place within this person's life, which I feel like this person intends to do that in 2026, then you and this person have the potential to live together. This is the card of a relationship. Four of Wands is the card of relationship, it's the card of marriage. And Eight of Wands is about action. So there is going to be action taken towards that. But before that, there is a moment, there is a phase when things are going to be addressed very clearly, okay, for them to understand. And then you and this person, once the apology is received and activated with actions, then you may decide to proceed forward with this person. Now, what is the advice? What is the advice, Libroski? Libralicious. What do you need to know? What is the advice for my Libras? So you have the Strength coming out, okay, flipped over. Again, Leo energy for Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. So this is about you. You're the Knight of Swords, okay? I feel like you have come to a point, Libra, where you're no longer going to be holding yourself back, and you're no longer going to sit here and go back and forth, okay? In 2026, one of the places that people are not gonna find you, Libra, is going back and forth, is going the extra mile. You know what I'm saying? Because you have done that way too many times in the past. Now, your advice here has a lot to do with you just realizing that if somebody truly is holding on to this relationship, okay, with the Strength, they're really holding on to you, they really want to save this relationship, they really want to put in that work, they need to show up with their actions, okay, with the Page of Wands, show up with their passion, show up with their words, show up with their promises that they're actually going to keep them in order for them to be in a successful, loving relationship with you. Other than that, you're not going to sacrifice yourself and you're not going to lower your standards because you know better, okay? So, Libra, this is what I had for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Hope this reading helped, and I will see you on the next one. Fist bump. I'll see you on the next one. Love you.